Todd Golden with CNHR, sorry. Old man, X, I know you're over there, we're kind of laughing about that, but, you have been here a long time. I mean, what do you feel like, how do you have this year built up in your mind in terms of both team expectation and your own expectation after having been doing this for so long?
Being one of the only experienced players on the team, not only me, but I got Trey, and I have Anthony Little to help the lead. But my goal is nothing individually, more team-wise. I want to win. That's the last thing on my list to do in college is to win.
All right, Mike on your left and Rick.
This could be for either one of you. Coach got up here and says, urgency, 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 and winning now and not waiting, hanging a banner. How does that rub off on you guys? And is he like that on the court during practice? I mean, do you sense that urgency from him that it's win now time?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's all about winning, and that's been the thing since day one when he got here. He wants to win, and so do we. So it's got to be everybody coming together and doing the right things every day, and bringing those younger guys along, so we can be successful and win.
Rick on your left and Rebby.
I mean, Trace was one of the best players that ever, Rick Bozich, WDRB in Louisville. Trace was one of the best players to ever play here. Race was here as long as you are now here. And Millard obviously played a lot, and Hood Schifino's a first-round draft pick. How do you guys continue the success you had last year? How do you put another team back together?
I mean, buying into Coach Wilson. That's the first thing. All those guys were coachable and listen to Coach Wilson, listen to what he had to say when he was coaching. Just listen to everything that he told us, and that's what a lot of guys got to buy into, because a lot of guys come from different systems, and this is a major time for us as a team, because we got to come together right now. We can't wait until November to come together.
Rabbi and then Alex.
Jeff Rabbi on Speaks.com. Xavier, you mentioned leadership. Woodson mentioned leadership. What does leadership actually look like on a day-to-day basis?
I mean, they get on me a lot about talking. I'm not the loudest guy, but I like to set everything by example. I like to lead by example. But the one thing, I'm one of the most experienced guys on the team this year, so they're expecting me to lead by example and by my voice, honestly.
Alex and Zach.
Alex, you've obviously spent as much time with Khalil Ware since he's been on campus as anybody working out with him. What can you tell us about his game and how you see him fitting into maybe not just this team but the Big Ten in general?
He's a very versatile big. He can shoot threes and he can pick and pop and pick and roll. So I mean that's big time in the pick and roll game with me. Trace couldn't pop as much, but Trace was lethal at the rim. I don't think nobody can stop him. But Coach Wilson's trying to get him on the same track as far as pick and roll game.
Zach on your left.
Zach Osterman, Indianapolis Star. X, we've asked you so much about your time at Indiana, all the experience you lean on. Has anything been new for you in these last few months, whether it's embracing captaincy or just something else? For all you've been through in your college career, has anything here in your sixth year been different or been new?
I would say the only thing that's different is coming off injury. My whole career, I've never been injured. This is my first time battling a major injury to my body. One thing, the coaches have been preaching to me is about staying in the training room. The training room's got to be my best friend.
Seth on your right, then Pete.
Trey, for all we've Seth Taub, Daily Hoosier. Trey, for all we've talked about X, just how have you seen him attack this offseason to get himself in the right place, both physically and mentally?
I mean, it's really cool to see because I dealt with a lot of the same thing. I had a big time injury last summer that I had to deal with, and kind of just telling him to stick with it because it's not all going to come at one time. And he stuck with it all summer just to get back to himself. And I truly believe he's starting to really get back to himself, and he is. And it's going to be huge for us because his leadership and his experience is big for our program, and I think he's going to really help us here, obviously.
Pete back left, X over here. Just the challenge that you faced with the injury coming back. What was maybe the toughest part, and what was maybe the catalyst for when you realized things are going to get better?
The toughest part was, seeing my team. We went on a losing streak last year, and I couldn't really help them out to get on the floor to really help them out. So I had to, talk to them and just be the motivational speaker on the sidelines. It was the second part of your question.
The catalyst in terms of when you realized from an injury standpoint things were turning around for you?
I realized things were turning around, Probably not until I got back on campus, honestly. You know, even though I've already had my waiver, I was already cleared. I just think that, you know, I just believe things are going to change once I got back on campus. You know, once I talked to all the coaches and once the whole team came together.
Riley, back right, then Seth.
Hey guys, Riley Woodall, IUS TV Sports. Nice to meet you. Trey, you took a big step up from the three-point line last year, but the team didn't have a consistent identity beyond the arc. What have you guys been working on in practice to develop that as you head into this year?
I'd say just shooting with confidence, because we got a lot of guys that can make shots, but it's a mindset, I think, and obviously the repetition, I think, is getting a lot of reps. We've done a great job this offseason of holding guys accountable and getting guys in the gym and getting a lot of shots up. So I think that's been really big for our off season, and it's going to carry over to the season for us. And it's going to be huge for us to stick with it and shoot the ball with confidence.
Zion, front right.
Trey, when X went down last year, you kind of turned into the backup point guard behind Jalen. What did you get out of that experience?
I mean, obviously, losing X was tough for us, and it was an adjustment for all of us, even for me, because I was the secondary ball handler. So I mean, it was challenging, but I definitely learned a lot, and it's not easy. It's not an easy position. It's hard to run a team, and so you got a lot of credit to X and Jalen last year because they did a great job of doing that. So I think just having that experience is good, just to be able to handle the ball and make plays and do different things. So it was good.
Mason on the left and Tom.
Guys, Mason Williams, thehoosier.com. Part of captainship is leading the younger guys that come behind you. You guys have got a lot of young guards that Woodson said he's counting on behind you guys that are expected to produce. How have you guys kind of seen them come along, and how has that process been for you guys?
They've done a great job, really just listening. I feel like the younger guys really bought in to our system so far, because it's not an easy system to learn, especially defensively. That's one thing that we're really focused on is our defense, and it's our identity. So I think just having them come every day prepared, ready to learn, because we're going to make mistakes, all of us are. So it's just part of just the program coming together and really truly learning the system. So it'd be good to have them get it.
Tom, back left and middle.
Trey, being a captain now, I mean, obviously you're the son of a couple of coaches, and you were sort of that conduit in high school from coach to players and such. Do you feel a lot of that experience will help you sort of be a leader and be a captain with this group here? Does that carry over for you, just from a personal standpoint?
A little bit. I mean, like you said, my dad was a coach in high school, so I kind of learned a lot from him as a leadership standpoint because I was with him so much. But I think just kind of trusting my instincts and trusting myself, because I've been in this position for a while now, and I've been here 4 years, so I know what I'm talking about, and I think it's going to really be important for me to be vocal and help those younger guys.
All right, right in the middle.
Hey guys, Mason Horodisky from WHAS in Louisville. You talked about some of the younger guys that have already come in, McKenzie obviously being one of the big prospects. What's it been like seeing him kind of get acclimated, and how have maybe you guys taken him in under your wings being here and being established?
I mean, honestly, there's not much you need to tell Mac. You know, he's a young guy. He played in an experienced league in high school. He played against good players in high school as well. You know, he's one of the top recruits, as you said. You know, he's coming along pretty well, though. You know, one thing we're trying to hold back on is taking bad shots. I mean, that's the thing that they're usually freshmen come in and do. They just think they're just going to be shoot the ball. Now you got to play team basketball.
Rabbi, last one.
Yeah, Trey, for you. Sorry, Jeff JeffRapJohnspeaks.com. For your year this year, what are 3 or 4 things that are really important that you feel for you to do on the court for you to maximize your impact?
Yeah, I'd say just the biggest thing is lead. I think that's one thing I can really do with that experience, is be an influence on the court when we're playing in big games, just talking and constantly doing certain things to help my teammates. I'd say other things is just making winning plays like I've always done. I think those are certain things I can do to really help our team win, is just making winning plays and making the right plays. And I'd say just whatever the coach needs me to do, just be ready to be in that position. I mean, I feel like I can be thrown into a lot of positions and do them. So I think just being ready for whatever coach throws at me.
All right, thanks guys.